Alright, chat. Haven't done a yacht video in a long time. I finally downloaded TikTok after I deleted it for like a week because I was trying to focus on videos. But clearly, I'm not dropping right now. So I downloaded it again and I saw some BS on my feed. So I had to favorite it so I can make a yacht video about it. That was last night when I saw it, bro. I was doom scrolling, 2 a.m. Goodness gracious. Anyways, yeah. So there's this. Okay, if you guys are on TikTok, you know that, bro. It's really weird. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. They're all like, oh, Reddit, right? They're all separate like platforms, and there's a lot of like opinions to go around because there's probably more prominent creators on each platform, right? Like for example on Twitter, I have to say it, but on Twitter there's a lot of like these these people who don't really understand JJK, to be honest, and they don't really care to, which I do understand, but they will say things, and they're, and on Twitter, like, getting a banger is pretty easy. I don't know if I'm just saying it because me myself, I do get bangers sometimes, but getting bangers on Twitter is pretty easy. And it, bro, if you say some BS on Twitter, bro, people are just gonna agree sometimes, you know what I mean? And that's where like common consensus, common opinions come from on Twitter specifically. Like, for example, the you to being humble thing, that obviously came from like YouTube first for sure, but on Twitter it's like being pushed even more because all people have to do is literally just post a screenshot and be like, yeah, she clocked him. Like, that's literally all you have to do, and then people adopt that idea, right? And then you have like YouTube, where like, people like me, Broken Ronin, No Operator, all these people would start to like basically tell you guys things, and then you guys would form your opinion around that, right? And then we have TikTok. Okay, TikTok is like the worst. It's not the worst one. Twitter's the worst one. Twitter is definitely the worst one. I don't know anything about Reddit. I haven't touched that thing. I'm not going to. I don't know about Reddit. Twitter's the worst, but TikTok is up there because, again, I think YouTube is the best one because you can go in depth. I'm not talking about YouTube shorts. I'm talking about YouTube videos, like my videos, right? I actually make videos, and I give you like a 20-minute long video talking about a specific thing, right? And so I go into everything. And if you're not convinced, then, you're not convinced. But if you are convinced, I give a lot of evidence for it, right? On TikTok, you can post literally anything, okay? It could be under a minute. It could be a minute long. It doesn't matter. You can post anything. People will gas it. People will just see it. They won't actually like try to think about it because, again, TikTok isn't meant for you to be processing things. You're supposed to get dopamine from scrolling, right? You scroll and you see some dopamine, right? You pay attention for a little bit, but you don't really think about what you heard, and so you subconsciously like adopt the same opinion, right? So TikTok is the worst one, and the reason why I had to go through this entire like this entire thing about different opinions on different apps. TikTok is like really, it's really been showing its true colors as the episode's been coming out, but it's always been dumb. Okay, what I mean by that is I've been seeing people say that Naoya's really weak because of the anime adaptation of Naoya versus Choso. Obviously in the manga. Aiden, can you close my door real quick? Obviously in the manga, like, Naoya wasn't. Obviously in the manga, all the hits that Naoya was hitting on Choso, like, they just aren't in the manga, right? Like, if you read it, like, so you remember, I mean, you guys watched that episode. It was crazy. The animation was crazy, but like, Naoya was putting, like, he had a 99 level combo, 99 combo, just keep going, right? But over here, punches him once, boom. He punches him once. Let's see if he punches him again. Hold on, because I'm pretty sure he punches him again. He actually just stabs him. Okay, so maybe he got one attack off screen, then one on screen, and then a knife. You guys saw the anime. It was crazy. But again, people will say stuff on TikTok, and people won't actually process it. People won't actually go and fact check. They'll just take it, and subconsciously their opinion will change, right? And so now we go back to the topic of the video, and it's Hakari versus Kashimo. There's this one TikToker, bro. Yeah, so there was this one TikToker. His name is Tizzy. Tizzy is a Kashimo fan, and obviously he's an agenda pusher. I don't really like. I'm not about to sit here and act like he can't agenda push, but bro, again, TikTok people, they don't really think, right? They scroll, they get some dopamine, they subconsciously change their opinion as they hear some BS on TikTok. They won't go and fact check. There is no facts being given, right? And so Tizzy specifically, I know it came from Tizzy. Honestly, I'm not. I'm gonna be real. I'm not really that active in the JJK anime TikTok community, right? There's people like Tizzy, and there's this other guy. He's a Yuta fan. Again, I'm not nothing against him, but like again, he just says stuff. He doesn't put any proof. He just says shit, and then people they subconsciously change their opinion, right? And so obviously, guess who was the collateral damage of all this, bro? Guess who took the straight bullets? Hakari, of course, right? Of course, because niggas will say shit about Hakari. They don't know anything about him, and now the common consensus is that Hakari lost his fight against Kashimo. He's weak and he's like not on Yuta's level. What? You know what I mean? Like this is the BS I be talking about, right? So let's watch this video that I saw while I was doom scrolling, and it's just it really just encapsulates everything I've been talking about. Okay, you guys are gonna listen to this, and I hope you understand how stupid he sounds. Okay.
Hakari wasn't a close fight. I have seen
He said Kashimo versus Hakari wasn't a close fight, by the way.
So many people claiming Kashimo was getting bullied when the manga shows the complete opposite. The fight starts with Hakari pretending to have given up, then landing his first hit by catching Kashimo off guard.
Are you even charging? How much charge that has? Alright, can you go to mommy's room? Alright, what was I saying?
Have given up, then landing his first hit by catching Kashimo.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Just like I'm I'm doing something, man. Anyways.
Off guard. Kashimo gets up and elbows him. Gets very.
Okay, so that first part, okay, sure, that's true. That is true, right? Like Hakari was acting like he was done, and then he punched him, sure. But he completely he my fault, chat. Yeah. Anyways, he purposely left out the part where Hakari got his first hit on Kashimo, obviously, because again he's agenda pushing. People don't remember the fight, right? They're gonna just watch his TikTok where he's like, oh. So wait, hold on.
First hit by catching Kashimo.
First hit. Goodness gracious, bro. He sent that nigga flying over here. He sent that nigga flying. Goodness gracious, bro. Okay. Anyways.
Kashimo gets up and elbows him. Gets very close to killing him.
Gets very close to killing him. Guys, okay, listen to what he said, actually. I'm sorry. I keep, like, pausing, but, like, he just sounds so dumb, bro. Hold on.
By catching Kashimo off guard. Kashimo gets up and elbows him. Gets very close to killing him right here, but the attack gets dodged. The fight
gets very close to... What is that? What? Why did he add that in there? Gets very close to killing him, but the attack gets dodged. How stupid is that? How is he close to killing him if the... Chat. First off, we already seen the guy literally try to shoot lightning at Hakari's head. Alright? In a worse position because he scraped Hakari's head off. Okay? He scraped his face off and he tried to shoot lightning in it. He already survived that. So how is he even close to killing him? If... Guys, you see what I'm saying? He just says that and then, you know, niggas will not think about it. They're gonna be like, oh. Yeah, that makes sense. Was Gojo close to killing Sukuna? Even though Sukuna used domain amplification to get through Hollow Purple, the first Hollow Purple, the 200%? Does that make sense to you? That makes absolutely no freaking sense.
Starts inside Hakari's domain and Kashimo already gets the first hit. Blocks his punch, then knocks him out. Hakari gets a jackpot.
Hakari gets a jackpot. Hakari gets a jackpot. He's talking about a pseudo spin. He said Hakari gets a jackpot. This is the guy who posted a TikTok, got 6,000 likes. This is what I'm talking about. Zero thinking, bro. They're just scrolling on TikTok and they hear this BS and they just like it. Oh yeah, that should make sense. That should make sense. This is a jackpot to these people. What the hell am I, bro? What? Hakari gets a jackpot? Okay.
Gets knocked out again, then another jackpot.
He gets knocked out. But he's using... Okay. Oh my gosh, I just realized, chat, I'm not gonna lie, I literally just realized how stupid it was. I already thought it was stupid, but like, this is, it's even more stupid. He's saying that Hakari didn't even control this. He's saying that Hakari
Somehow
fell
Hakari
asleep, and this came out of nowhere. He doesn't realize that Hakari did this. Oh my gosh. Chat, that just blew my mind. He thinks that Hakari didn't do this on purpose. Hakari just got it. He just fell asleep and he just... Oh, wow. Oh. Wow.
gets a jackpot, gets knocked out again, then another jackpot. I'm not the only one seeing this, right? Kashimo is dominating the fight, but somehow you guys think he was losing. Hakari reaches his third jackpot.
His third jackpot. He's talking about this right here. His third jackpot. Chat, okay. Should I save this? Because I'm saving this for a video that I'm dropping, right? Where I'm going to give, like, Hakari his full justice. But, bro, like, okay, I don't really care to say that Hakari's, like, he's able to keep up some way. He's not getting blitzed by Kashimo or anything. Hakari's just, like, I've explained this multiple times. When Hakari knows that he's going to heal, he doesn't fight you in a way where, like, in the best way. You know what I mean? Like, he's just, bro, all he's doing right here is trying to stall until he gets a freaking jackpot. That's what he's doing here, right? So he's fighting him, and then, boom, he fights him again, boom, you know? Obviously, sure, you can say Kashimo was dominating him in the base, sure. Okay, I don't really care, but, you know, there's more to it. Again, I'm saving that for a video. Actually, I could just say it here because no one even watched these videos, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like, no one even watched these videos. Basically, what I'm gonna say is that they enter this reach scenario and they're right in front of each other. And during the reach scenario, we don't actually see it, but Hakari and Kashimo are fighting. Like, they are. But Hakari's not, he's not incurring damage. And why is that? Because we're beyond the what's that thing called? The hype indicators. And the hype indicators gave him, like, the rewind, right? Again, like I said, like, if he can heal up, if he's in jackpot, or he knows he's gonna get a jackpack. If he's in jackpot, or he knows he's gonna get a jackpot, or he knows that that he's gonna get healed, like pseudo spins, he's not gonna take it that seriously, right? In a sense that, like, oh, he's not gonna, like, for example, right? The Charles thing. I'll give you guys the example, the direct example. I didn't explain it correctly. So, look, the Charles fight. So again, we knew, Hakari literally says it. Even though you have foresight, I'm still dodging your attacks and you can't hit me. All right. So him hitting him in any way means that Hakari's suppressed. He says that. He's just outright says, you cannot hit me, even though you have 2 seconds of precognition, right? And then again, Hakari's fighting him, and he knows he's about to get a jackpot, and he's stronger than Charles. He can finish off Charles here if he wants to, but he's just playing like this. And then Charles does this, right? Because Hakari allows it to happen. Again, Hakari says, "You cannot hit me." He knows he's stronger than Charles, and he's not fighting completely. He doesn't care because what? He knows he's about to get a jackpot. It's in the same sense where over here, it's not really, no, it's in the same sense that, like, he's not taking it as seriously, but over here he's not taking it as seriously, right? He's getting dominated by Kashimo, right? But he's not going full power because it doesn't matter, because he's gonna use a pseudo spin anyways, right? But over here, when he's fighting him off screen, he has to fight in a way where, like, okay, I cannot let myself get killed before the jackpot gets reached, right? And again, like, there's some nuance to it because it says press the button, but at the same time, you can't control if you get a jackpot. Hakari says it right here. He says, I choose, wait, he says, its success is up to luck. Basically, he's talking about, like, the success is obviously the outcome of the hype indicators, right? So he can't really control, like, you can't just directly control if you get a jackpot. They're basically fighting right here. Again, Kashimo makes this face because he's like, oh my gosh, this guy hit a jackpot again, right? And again, they're right in front of each other. Do you guys think they literally just sat there, just standing at each other, looking in the face? No. We already seen that Hakari fights when he's in reach mode, which is this right here, right? They're fighting right now, fighting. And again, like Hakari, I won't say that Hakari would beat Kashimo in this instance, right? Like I don't really care to say that. That doesn't really matter. But Hakari is able to keep up still, and he's not getting dominated like he was here. He's not. He didn't take any damage, Chad. He was fighting him the entire time, right? And so like, I mean, obviously you wouldn't know that because you know niggas don't care about Hakari, but I do, so I know about that, right? But yeah, Kashimo wasn't in quotations dominating him the entire fight. Like, okay, whatever.
Kashimo says something very interesting. He not only figured out how the ability works, but
He figured out how the ability works. The ability that he got an info dump on. Again, this is the guy that we're talking about. Now, this is the guy. This is the guy that niggas are listening to, giving 6,000 likes to. He figures out his ability, the ability that he got info dumped on. Okay.
also figured out a way to counter it. That shows it's not just an airhead who loves fighting.
Counter it? Oh sure, yeah. Like the RCT thing. Yeah, sure, okay.
He has a lot of knowledge on jujutsu, and he's pretty smart. But anyways, the fight restarts in a shipping yard, and as usual, Kashimo gets the first hit. Then
Okay, first off, they're literally running as we start. They're literally running, so we don't know what was happening beforehand. They're running. We have absolutely no idea what happened before that. Right? It's just like how Maki versus Naoya just ended up in an entire, like, it ended up in the training grounds, even though like Maki was killing all the Zenin in somewhere else, right? Not somewhere else. This is a training grounds in the Zenin clan, but like this is like obviously this is not the same place that they were at before, right? Oh my gosh, it didn't update it. What the hell? Anyways, this is obviously not the same place that they were at before, right? Like this is a different place. They're at like a training grounds now. But yeah, it's just like that. But it doesn't really matter, right? He keeps saying this like first hit thing. Doesn't really matter.
Almost kills him once again during jackpot. Since reverse curse technique comes from the brain, the attack would have stopped his RCT and Kashimo would have killed him.
That's not true.
Hakari found a way to counter it and got even faster. Though regardless, Kashimo is still able to
You see what I'm saying? Chat, hold on. Bro, chat. Okay, he was just saying that Hakari was getting dominated here, right? And then he said, Hakari got faster and he was still able to keep up. By the way, no, he was not. After Hakari speeds up, Hakari gets these hits on him. Kashimo tries to attack back. He does this. I gotta like analyze like fighting stuff, but he absolutely dominates him here. Hakari's actually able to land hits on Kashimo, right? Like, bro, okay. This is what we're talking about here. All right, he's still able to. You see what I'm saying? This is fucking agenda, bro.
Keep up while focused on accumulating energy. Then the death blow happens. Kashimo won right here, believe it or not, because if this attack was aimed at his head,
that's not true. He couldn't do it because Hakari put him in this position. This is another lie that people just made up. How would he hit it on his head? Look at where Kashimo is. Kashimo's down here because Hakari literally he little broed him. He sunned him, bro. He put him in the ground. That's where Kashimo was, bro. He put him over his knee and elbowed him, bro. That's what he was doing to him, bro. It didn't hit his head because Hakari put him in that position. Yo, bro, come on, bro.
Which Kashimo for some reason didn't want to do. He would have won here. Also, I bet it dying Hakari can move his arm faster than Kashimo can perceive, so he basically just let it happen. Something.
Huh? What? You see what I'm saying, bro? What is he talking about?
Ability, by the way, is that it's just plot armor. It's just plot armor. Stuff like this is impossible to explain in verse or cross verse because this is not something you can measure. Luck is just something the author chooses, and I low-key respect that. Going back to the fight, Kashimo is sent to the ocean, which is his weakness. His energy spreads non-stop until he has nothing, so he's forced to not use his cursed energy. This dude tried to play smart, and when it didn't work, he just self-destructed. Then he lost because Hakari did a binding vow. Kashimo not only dominated the fight, but he almost killed Hakari.
Okay, so this almost killed Hakari 3 times. It's like, it's so dumb to me. You know, like no one actually says that for anyone else in the entire series. You guys ever notice that? Like again, I said this earlier where like does anyone say that Gojo almost killed Sukuna 3 times? Oh no. Does anyone say that Gojo almost killed Sukuna at the beginning of the fight? No one says that, right? Because he was able to get through it with his own battle IQ and his strength, right? Like no one says he almost killed him. What? Like it's bro, what? This is so dumb. What are you talking about? Why do they keep saying that as if it's like proof of Kashimo being stronger than Hakari, bro? The entire point is that Hakari literally fights recklessly. He goes against things and he gets through it because of his own strength, his battle IQ, and his RCT, bro. Why do we keep bringing up this this almost killed thing, bro? He didn't kill him. That's the point. He didn't kill him. Like what?
Multiple times.
And he didn't dominate the fight, by the way. I just like that's the biggest thing that I have like a huge problem with. The entire fight was Kashimo trying to do stuff to Hakari and Hakari being like, no, nigga. It was literally that. Kashimo was not dominating shit. And when Hakari actually felt like it, he said, okay, you know what? F it. I'm gonna fry him. And Kashimo tried another thing. And then what? Hakari said, no, nigga. Really? Come on, bro.
Only lost because he prioritized the fun over the win. Since he finally a gambler, it makes sense. He didn't lose because he's weaker. That's what I'm saying. Kashimo.
Oh man, like, you know, TikTok, anime TikTok is lost. Obviously I want to go over there and post some shorts over there to make money. I mean, to like change people's minds, but maybe they're a little too far gone. I think a lot of people are too far gone because I've seen this TikTok and it was like it was so it really it was true what they said. They said that the problem with agenda Kaizen in JJK, what? The problem with agenda Kaizen is that when people say it, right, even though it could be humorous, people who don't really like think about it too much would take it and be like, oh yeah, like that must be true, right? Because they hear it so much times, right? So like, for example, when they hear that Yuta's weak, they might actually think that, but obviously Yuta's not weak at all. He's actually like very freaking strong, right? Same goes with Hakari. Same goes with like, Gojo being stronger than Sukuna. Obviously, that's not like agenda thing as in humorous. People actually think that, but it's an agenda that people outside of the series, outside of like, you know, really analyzing the series would adopt because people say it so much, but it's never actually like it's just not true. You know what I mean? Another example is like the Yuta humble thing, right? I don't think that was agenda, right? And it's been agenda for so freaking long that I don't think it's never gonna disappear. Even though like I'm telling you right now, I've argued with like 20 people about it so far. Maybe even more. I've argued with a lot of people about it, and not a single person has ever given me an actual answer. Like an actual answer that is consistent in the story. Because it's not true. Someone made it up one day and then everybody ran with it. It's just made up. It's just a made up thing. But people said it enough and lo and behold, Yuta being humble is like just this agreed on idea in the community, right? I feel like maybe I'm gonna dive into that more with with the coming episodes. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna make a video specifically on that. I might make a short on it specifically. Actually, the humble thing, because that's just not fucking true. But Yeah. Um. Yeah. Is there anything else for me to say? Yeah, I just wanted y'all to see that. Um. Yeah, I'm gonna be giving Hakari justice. Obviously, we're gonna have some new fans in the we're gonna have some new fans added when the episodes come out. Obviously, Utah fans, and I know it. Like, you're gonna see this. I'm not even saying this unprovoked. Utah fans are going to be agenda tweeting as the Hakari episodes come out. They're gonna be like, "Oh, Hakari couldn't knock out Yuji" or some bullshit. They're gonna be talking. Okay, they're gonna be talking, right? But but they're gonna be talking. But yeah. Yeah, nothing else to say. I'm gonna go record a video.